Born in Henan, China in 1910, Chao Chung-Hsiang, together with Zao Wou-Ki, Teh-Chun, and Guanzhong, studied at the National Institute of Art in Hangzhou, now China Academy of Art, under two renowned artists, Fengmian and Tianshou. Chao mastered both of their techniques and went on to develop his own unique style, which skillfully combined Lin's East meets West concept and Pan's traditional literati painting, in particular his paintings of bamboo. Chao joined the army during the Sino-Japanese War and left for Taiwan around 1948. In 1956, he won fellowship to study in Spain. At that time, Chao was already capable of using the techniques of Western art in his work, as seen in a fishing port in Spain, which he painted upon his arrival there. After his sojourn in Spain, Chao toured Europe before settling in New York in 1958, where he remained for most of his life. There, he discovered American abstract expressionist art and also made acquaintances with expressionist artists Franz Klein and Sam Francis. Together, they inspired him to work conscientiously to achieve a synthesis of East and West. He also developed a lifelong friendship with compatriot Wallace Ting. He tactfully incorporated Western techniques such as abstraction, collage, and splashing into his creation of Chinese subjects such as flowers and fish, birds, the cosmos, and yin-yang symbols and hexagrams derived from the ancient Chinese divination text I Ching from the 1970s, creating a Chinese and Western harmony. During the 1970s and 1980s, Chao started to make a stir in the New York art scene. He had numerous solo exhibitions in important American museums in New York, including the Brooklyn Museum, the Arnold Art Museum, and the Parrish Art Museum. In addition, he was also invited to lecture at universities. In 1972, he won the New York Creative Artists Public Service Program Award. After more than 30 years in New York City, Chao's longing for family and homeland began to emerge. He returned to Taiwan in 1981 for the first time since he left, and had his solo exhibition at Taipei Fine Arts Museum in 1985. During that time, he was invited to teach at the National Taiwan Normal University and traveled between New York and Taiwan for 2 years. In 1990, he moved to Chengdu, China, and finally back to Taiwan. There, he passed away in 1991 at the age of 81. After his passing, his signature works have been included in important international exhibitions on 20th century art by major museums such as British Museum, Guggenheim Museum, Zimmerli Museum of Rutgers University, and Shanghai Art Museum. Alisan Fine Arts began representing Chao in 1985 and has organized 9 solo exhibitions for him since then, including 2 travel exhibitions traveled to Zhejiang Westlake Art Museum, Hong Kong Art Center, Alisan Fine Arts, Club 21 Gallery in Singapore in 1999 to 2000, and Taipei Museum of History, Taiwan, National Art Museum of China in Beijing, Shanghai Art Museum, Galerie Adler Paris, Hong Kong Art Center in 2004. His works have been collected by the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, Columbia University in New York, National Art Museum of China in Beijing, Shanghai Art Museum, Zhejiang Westlake Art Museum in Hangzhou, Taipei Fine Arts Museum in Taiwan, Hong Kong Museum of Arts, and M+ Museum in Hong Kong.